Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. It is a little bit late here on Wednesday, so let's get these picks out to you right now. Quick reminder that we are going to be going live, as always, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. That's when we're going to make those final plays. A lot of you guys coming in there lately, much appreciated. Subscribe to that page if you would, as well as always, so we can make sure that you don't miss any of these videos. Dropping this one right now, a little bit later than I'd like to, but also going to have that live stream later, like I said. So go ahead and subscribe so you can continue to follow along and check out all of the social media stuff we have there. Everything going up on Twitter as well. You know the YouTube name here, and Instagram as well. So quick look at how we did yesterday on the slate. Actually went 4-1 in the projections the picks video, and then when we got on the live stream, I only made 2 bets there for that small slate that we had yesterday, and both of them were terrible unders. Luka went over by halftime, and Cam Thomas went over by the beginning of the third quarter. So those bets were sweat free because they were never going to freaking hit. But the other ones we felt really good about, 4-1 there. And the beautiful part is the 2-0 on totals, which does get us over the even money mark there on sides and totals, plus half a unit now as we keep staying strong with those sides and totals. We were so bad at first, but really got the hang of this thing as of late. 30 units on the season as well, because we still won 1.6 units yesterday. That's because we did the unit portion allocation, if you will, correctly there. Only put half a unit on those losing bets. All 3 of them, 2 of them were losing bets for half a unit, but feeling good about how we are now at the season. Still on track to hit that 40 units for the player props by March. Got over 30 for the total units as well in the season. Let's get into that first best bet. I've got 3 here for you, and I'll be bringing a couple more to the final card on that live stream at 5:30 p.m. Also going to be putting the final card after the live stream in the pinned comments of this video, as well as the live stream video, so you can still find that stuff. And I always throw it on Twitter, so follow there. First bet is Brad Beal. I think this might even be a ladder play. We'll see if we feel like laddering this on the live stream later, but at the very least, took a full bet on his 17.5 units for a full unit, minus 122 on FanDuel. And this dude's been on a heater. Like, Brad Beal has someone that we have to pay attention to a lot more right now, even as the third banana on this squad. He's got 17 shots a game that he's taken in his last the last 13 here, as he's gone over the 17.5 points in 9 of his last 13 games, playing 31 minutes at least in all of those, averaging the 33 minutes. Like I said, the volume's there for him, and part of that is that when he stays in the game after the first couple guys come out, it's either he or KD usually playing with the second unit in the first quarter and a little bit into the second. So he gets some of that time where he plays with the bench on the team, and as a result, he's really the man on that squad, right? He's the only really go-to dude when they only have one of their big 3 on the floor, and they try to usually have 2, but he's usually out there, as I said, for the first go-around with the second unit, and he's getting the minutes regardless. Plus Philly, that they're giving up the 5th most points per game to his scoring profile. They've struggled against shooting guards a bit as of late, especially on the season. Pretty good against shooting guards, but that defense, as good as it's been against some poo-poo competition in the last 5, by the way, playing really bad offenses like Memphis, they've got a Charlotte game in there. They got Miami, who's terrible right now on offense, as we see. So there's not like Philly's defense, even though it's got a recent spike to it in terms of its quality play from defense. Not necessarily something I'm worried about with the way that Brad Beal shoots and scores against this team, especially. He should have basically the best opportunity in terms of the matchup that he's going to get on the floor. Second bet I have here, Ochai Agbaji. Practice it if you haven't heard it yet. Over 9.5 points for him. It is at over 10.5 in other places for better juice. I'm taking the 9.5 to just get it here. I don't love this slate, but I think there's more to be found once we know more from the injuries. We already know who's out, though, from this one for the Raptors, and it's everybody. Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, Chris Boucher. The only dudes that are going to be playing in here that are going to be getting any kind of burn and any kind of usage rate on offense are Agbaji, Bruce Brown, Grady Dick, and Kelly Olynyk. So those 4 dudes will be out there for the majority of the game, I imagine. And we've already seen a spike in Agbaji's usage, his minutes, and his output over the course of the last 2 games. He's gone up to the second. He's second in minutes on the team over the last 2 games, and that's with Emmanuel Quickley out there, who is out tonight. And his field goal attempts are up to about 4th on the team in the last 2 games, but he's up to about 10 field goal attempts per game in the last 2, right? So everything sort of trending towards he's going to start getting some more minutes in the garbage time that is every game that the Raptors are going to play the rest of this season. Sack is 5th worst in limiting his scoring profile, and that is because of the transition points and his ability to attack the rim. That's what he's doing. He's taking about 3 threes a game. I would expect that to go up to about 4 in this one against a really bad Sacramento 3-point defense, but Sack has also been really bad in the last roughly 10 games or so at defending the rim. They've gone from basically a team that has allowed, in a top 10 fewest amount of field goal attempts inside of 5 feet and field goal makes inside of 5 feet. Now they're in the bottom 6 in terms of field goal makes and field goal percentage when players are attacking the rim and getting inside of 5 feet. So this is another good spot for a guy who loves to play in transition against Sac's awful transition defense, and he loves to get to the rim against Sac's really bad interior defense, especially right now at the rim. So the Raptors, not many shooters out there besides Dick and obviously Gary Trent as well. But I think Agbaji is going to be the dude who's taking the ball to the rim. You'll probably see Bruce Brown playing a lot of point guard, essentially, or pseudo point guard without a single point guard out there. And that leaves Agbaji a little bit more room to work on the wing where he loves to be. So we're going to take him over 9.5. Don't hate it if you take over 10.5. And last bet here is a team total. Once again, for the home squad, we hit with Orlando's team total last night pretty comfortably, over 107.5, 108.5, where depending on when you got it. They hit 113 against that awful Charlotte team and bad Charlotte defense, as much as people might want to praise it for playing bad teams lately. But Milwaukee is right back to where they were in terms of a bottom tier team. On defense. They've got the third worst defense in March in terms of defensive rating. We have seen Giannis miss a couple games, and he's out in this one as well. We might see subs in this one before long. Maybe you like the Bucks to hang around without Giannis if Dame's going to do Dame stuff. But I think by the second half, this one it gets blown out, and opened up in the third quarter. You see Boston in their last 9 at home, all wins, all going over the 117.5. They average $127 in their last 9 at home. And the only reason I did 9 is because they did have a game against the Lakers at home. That was the last time that they lost there, and the last time that they didn't score a ton of points there. And the Lakers came out and really gave it to them. But I don't see that happening with a Giannis-less Milwaukee team. They not only are they the third worst defensive rating in March, they're allowing the third most three-pointers made, and that's going to be a huge problem against a team that shoots the most threes, makes the most threes, is shooting the highest percentage of its shots from deep, and they're also going to the rim. So I think both of the things that Boston wants to do in this game, get to the rim or hit the three, is going to be available, like widely available. The Bucks have dropped to the third worst defensive field goal percentage inside of 5 feet in the month of March. And it's really surprising the way that we thought that they were transitioning into a really good interior defense and a really good fast break defense. And that has not been the case over the course of their last roughly 10 games or so. And so that's going to be a problem for them and over the whole course of the month of March. So that's why we like Boston to get theirs in this one. We don't know if Jaylen Brown's going to sit or not, but I'm really not concerned with the amount of dudes that they're going to have in there and the ability to score. So that is all the time that I have for you in this one. Quick reminder that we are on that live stream, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I go over those bets with you guys so that we can get them together. You bring stuff, jump in the comments, let me know what you think. Continue to follow along and subscribe to that page if you would. Got college ball. I'm about to record another one with Oaks here in a minute for college hoops, and we'll get those brackets out to you tonight so you can take one more look at those before we get into stuff tomorrow with those CBB March Madness, right? Best of luck tonight, and until I see you next, happy betting.